So, the second part of the Pokemon Sword and Shield expansion pass dropped on the 23rd of October. I've had some time to collect my thoughts, and I wanted to give my 2 cents in the form of a review. Now, everyone plays the game differently, so this will of course be based off of the kind of player that I am and the things that I do and don't enjoy about Pokemon. So, without any further ado, let's set the scene. You step out of the familiar brick train station and into the blistering cold air. Laid out in front of you, an icy, snow-filled expanse. Your eye is quickly drawn to the sight of two individuals, a tall man in orange and a young girl with striking blonde and pink hair. Now, I'm not really going to talk about the graphics. It's built off of the same engine as the base game and the Isle of Armour, so a lot of the textures are still subpar and the character animations can be kind of clunky and robotic, but when it comes to Pokemon, I was never really someone who cared too much about the trees. But anyway, you overhear their argument and are unwillingly dragged into it. So essentially, this dude, Peony, has planned to take his daughter, Peonia, or Nia for short, on an amazing adventure. An amazing tour of the legendary sites of the Crown Tundra, which sounds pretty sweet. Nia isn't interested, she would rather go and battle giant Dynamax Pokemon, which also sounds pretty sweet. But after a quick battle with Peony, Nia ends up running off into the nearby Dynamax lair. You follow her, and after trying out the new Dynamax Adventure feature yourself, which I'll talk more about a little bit later on, you end up agreeing to take Nia's place and head out on the adventure yourself with Peony. Now, Peony very quickly became one of my favourite characters in the whole of Sword and Shield. At first I didn't think that I would like him very much, but his wacky and dramatic disposition along with his interesting quest names won me over. Talking of quests, Peony offers you 3 different quest lines that you're free to take on in any order you like and at your own leisure. The first, which I'll refer to as the main Calyrex story quest, allows you to encounter the legendary Pokemon Calyrex, and help it get back to its former glory as the king of bountiful harvests in the town of Freezington. And I actually kind of enjoyed Calyrex's personality and the stark contrast between him and Peony. The way that he would speak through Peony and casually and nonchalantly just glide him next to him wherever he went genuinely made me laugh. Now, most of the objectives to progress through this questline are more or less just fetch quests, you know, go and talk to this person, go and find this item, which was honestly kind of disappointing. And apart from the final battle where you catch Calyrex, there are only 3 story battles, 2 of which you don't even have to win. It was also extremely short, taking maybe 2 hours if you focus solely on this quest, which, again, remembering that it is the main story quest, was kind of sad. They could have even just spent some more time delving into the history and lore of Calyrex. The timeline and order of events felt a bit confusing and incomplete for me. How and why did the people of Freezington forget about Calyrex almost completely? Why did his steed actually leave him, and where has it been all of these years? Where has Calyrex been all of this time? Surely he could have just popped his abnormally large head out from around the corner and been like, "Hey guys, I'm still here. I exist." Why is there only like 5 people that live in the town? Why is Calyrex's head so huge? All good questions. But at its core, I did really enjoy it. Like I said, I'm a fan of Calyrex, I'm a fan of Peony, and there are some really cool cutscenes which I won't spoil. And I also really like the designs of 2 specific Pokemon which will remain unnamed in this video. Peony's second questline sends you out to explore the Crown Tundra in search of 4 ruins with strange writing on the doors that apparently contain legendary golems. These 4 ruins are in fact home to the now 5 Reggies, with the addition of Regidrago and Regieleki, but not including Regigigas, who is also obtainable. And I thought that this quest was, well, great. You're just left to go out and explore and find these ruins. Then, when you do find them, each one presents you with a weird riddle clue thing that you have to solve, and then, once solved, you gain entrance into the ruins and encounter the legendary golems. I loved this. The Reggie encounters are some of my fondest memories of playing Pokemon as a kid, and one of the reasons why I began to love it so much. They were secrets, locked away in strange ruins that were incredibly easy to overlook and miss completely. My only complaint this time around is that, well, it was just way too easy. Once you found the ruins, the riddles were incredibly simple to solve and required little to no effort. And look, I get it. It's a paid DLC and you don't want to lock things away behind hard to figure out secrets. But with the internet and YouTube, it's not too difficult to find a guide if you really can't figure something out. I actually bought one of the Gen 3 game guides as a kid because I couldn't figure out how to solve these weird clues that I kept finding. And some of the Pokemon that I needed I didn't even know existed. But with that said, this quest still does get a big tick from me. Peony's third and final-ish quest is another quest where you kind of just go out and explore in search of these 3 mysterious legendary birds, which are, of course, the new Galarian forms of the 3 Kanto legendary birds, Articuno, Zapdos and Moltres. The quest officially begins when you come across a huge tree filled with giant colourful fruits, and my favourite cutscene plays, which I won't spoil, where the 3 birds appear to feast on all of the tree's fruits. You accidentally startle them and they fly away in 3 different directions, each one going to one of the 3 wild areas of the Galar region. You're then free to go off and find these 3 amazingly designed legendaries roaming around in the overworld. And you actually have to chase them down. This honestly made me so happy. I've wanted something like this since Sword and Shield was first released. If there is anything that this DLC has done perfectly, it's making these legendaries feel like a real part of the world, rather than just these still overworld sprites that just kind of stand there and wait to be encountered. Like they actually are just Pokemon that roam around and do Pokemon things, and at any moment you could just come face to face with a powerful legendary. I actually can't fault this one, and I pray to Arceus that they continue this. So, there is also a 4th secret quest, which I'm not going to talk about because it's a secret, but it does involve someone from the base game whose name rhymes with Fonya. Yeah, we'll go with that. And so that this video isn't too long, I'm only going to talk in depth about one more thing, which is the new Dynamax Adventures feature. I know that there's a lot that I haven't spoken about, like the new returning Pokemon, the fact that the fossils are roaming around and very much alive somehow, and new items like the ability patch. But as someone who was encapsulated as a child by Pokemon for the story and the exploration and mystery, these are the things that I wanted to talk about. I was that kid who would sit at home for hours and watch Pokemon theory videos because I just loved the world. But Dynamax Adventures. So, in the new Dynamax Adventures feature, you work in a team of 4 to battle your way through 4 raid battles using rental Pokemon and catching other Pokemon along the way, with the final battle being against a legendary Pokemon, which, of course, you can catch. I was originally a bit put off at first with the idea of using rental Pokemon rather than the Pokemon that I've been training for the past 11 months, but being able to only select from a very limited pool of rental Pokemon means that you have to really strategize and think about what path to take and how best to progress, which I think really adds a fun level of challenge. Also, almost every legendary Pokemon and Ultra Beast is available through this feature, which I wasn't a huge fan of to begin with, especially with no real explanation as to why all of these legendaries were here. But the idea is growing on me. Regardless, I'm enjoying it so far, and it's actually a fun way to interact with viewers on stream. But in conclusion, to round this sort of review off, the Crown Tundra is definitely the more substantial part of the Sword and Shield expansion pass. It still has a lot of faults that I haven't even mentioned, but the exploration and discovery aspects of this part of the DLC has hit a lot of positive points for me. In recent years, I've been worried that Game Freak were losing a little bit of that heart that they put into Pokemon games, but I think the Crown Tundra is a step back in the right direction. And I'm excited to see what they have in store for us next. I guess only time will tell. Thank you ever so much for watching this kind of review. If you agree or disagree with anything that I've said or have something to add, feel free to drop it in the comments. I'm interested to know what everyone thinks and what the general consensus on the Crown Tundra is. I do stream over on Twitch, so feel free to come by and say hi. I'm going to be doing a lot of Dynamax Adventures and maybe a few shiny hunts as well. But until then, thank you again for watching, and I will see you in the next one.